Assembly's live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial, it's simply tied. Your soul medicine, it gets revived. The warrior line, soul tribe. Assembly's live, it's friendly vibes. Your soul medicine will give you life. Your warrior, let's get
You make 100%, you make 100% sense. And people are so simple minded. And that's what we try to do on this conversation. We just try to get you to think outside the box, because when we talk to you, we help ourselves. And I'm thinking, like, do people think this is going to stop there? What's going to happen when, because this why I always laugh. This I always get a chuckle. You know, Project 2025, her first campaign speech. You know, we seen it happen before, and everybody was saying, "Oh, we didn't think this." You saw this. You saw the Supreme Court give him any president carte blanche. You can do anything. They got immunity, as long as he can say, as long as he or she can say they're doing it under their duties as in office as a president. It's fine. And so every time they always say he's not going to, he's going to do it, and it just does more and more and more. I'm going to release the Epstein list. It's not released. I'm going to do the cover up, all this stuff going on, and all the people say more. What's going to happen? So I know when I say my next step, people will look at me silly inside eyes. They say, what's going to happen when they took over elections? Oh, and you just talking. Okay, you would have said that. You would have said that 3 years ago about taking on Washington D.C. So don't tell me I'm crazy. Give me an argument. What's going to happen when because you can say I'm crazy, or I think outside the box all I want to, but that's why we're here now, because she told you everything's going to happen, but now everybody wants to act all shocked and surprised and, oh, he's not going to do this. He didn't really mean it, and all this kind of stuff. Well, an American city is being taken over. You don't think these red states can allow him to do it in their cities? These red governors, you don't think they allow them to do in their states? What are we talking about? No, he can't. Supreme Court says he can operate with impunity, as long as he can come with some lawyer getting writing up something that says he's working in an office as his office as the president. So don't tell me he can't take over voting. This is a time where people need to quit acting like and want to conduct themselves like he can't do that, or he won't do that, or he don't mean that. This is the position while we in now. He don't really mean yes, he does. He is what he is. And so what I tell people is, again, my message is to, as you eloquently said, and I want to run it in this way: Black people, stay off those streets, because what he really wants chaos in those streets, televised. Fighting, because then he can really say, okay, you've seen it. He's tried to do it in Los Angeles. He tried to go over there and take over that state where the mayor of Los Angeles and Newsom at the show. He's trying to do. He wants
the black mayor of Los Angeles.
Yeah, the black mayor. What's her name?
Karen Bass.
Karen Bass, and then Governor Newsom, and he wants. Mayor Newsom, he wants people, not Mayor Newsom, Mayor Bass. He wants the Black people to rise up and just go crazy, but we need to sit in peace. And when I want to inspire Black people to understand peace and being silent and being quiet and taking care of your families, taking care of your homes, is not mean you're not doing something. You are doing something. You're saying, white people, you created, as we spoke on our pre-show, we talked. You created this situation. White men and women went to the voting booth and voted for this man and put him back in office with all he wants. So it's yours to fix. We're going to take care of our families, take care of our mental health, take care of our homes, take care of ourselves, because in the end, that's all we have, as you to try to time what you said. And in the end, all we've ever had was us. So we don't need to be getting legal fees. We don't need to be going to hospitals. We don't need to be sitting in jail cells. We need to be at peace with our home and say, I'm going to stay out those streets, and it's y'all to fix, because everything is happening by design. And what he wants to do is, as you said, I think you said somewhere, don't take the bait. Don't allow yourself to be lured out there on those streets talking about protesting. Because that's why he got the troops there, because he wants to fight. He wants chaos. He wants to see it.
I think when I read posts from white people insisting that we need to unite with Black people and we have to get out there, and there was no we on November 5th. There was no we on November 5th. So there most certainly will not be a we now. Mm-hmm. And if we sit down and really think about it, everything disproportionately affects Black people. Yeah. Whether it's access to the voting booth, which we only received, Black women received the right in 1965.
Right.
I'm never going to let this point go. Never. And then I want you to consider the way Black people are disproportionately not only harassed, but arrested and incarcerated by the police for doing the same thing white people are doing. And in this case, we would be doing it together. We watched with our own eyes the 3 Black women who didn't get the assignment, and they showed up to a protest where the police grabbed them out of the group while white people stood there like horses with their mouth agape, just staring. They did nothing to advocate for these Black women who were committing the crime of protesting. What were those white people doing?
Protesting.
So why should we go in the street? I'm dead serious. Right. I'm not pulling an example from 1965. Right. I'm pulling an example from last month.
Right.
Okay, you cannot count on white people. We couldn't count on them November 5th. There are multitude of examples of white people abandoning us. Yes. They voted for this. They want this. And it's important that we accept that reality and stop letting them play in our faces. Why don't these white people have the same smoke for other white people on the internet? Because I never see that. And don't think for a minute, I don't have the time. I will gladly scroll someone's timeline and look and see, are they holding the same accountability platform for white people? Are they asking white people to go out in the streets and do what's right because our demographic voted for this and it is disproportionately hurting Black and Latino communities? You're not going to see that because they don't do it. They love to obsess over Black people. I'm telling you, as the day is long, we unnerve the demons inside of them. And that's why they feel righteous when they do this to us in public spaces, thinking, I'm going to shame this one Black woman into agreeing with me that Black people are wrong for not putting their bodies out there to do the work that white people will never do, because white people don't work. They delegate. Remember that. DEI initiatives, who were the people in DEI leadership? White women. Disproportionately white women. Who are the main beneficiaries of DEI? White women. But when the felon wants to talk about and demonize DEI, what does DEI mean when they're a racist? It means Black women, Black people. But the reality of it is white people benefited from it. White veterans, white disabled, white women.
Yes. You did.
So, we are so much smarter than this. And I want to have elevated conversations about the nefarious rot of the systemic and institutionalized racism in this country while white people actively play in our faces. They're disrespecting us to our face. You know who an ally is. You know who they are. Not only do you feel it in your Black bones, you see it in the things they do. You read it in the things they say. You hear it in the things that they say. You hear it in the way you have conversations with them. And you can recognize they know their history. So for me, listening back to all of our prior podcasts, it was my mistake to not emphasize the gravity and the importance of you and I and every other Black person meeting the moment when we're interacting with these duplicitous phonies. The people who say they're allies, but in reality, they're holding the knife, getting ready to stab us in the back. We have a responsibility to elevate our own conversations, because all they do is obsess over us. They're always listening to us. They're always asking us questions. They're so nosy all the time because they have nothing going on in their mediocre lives. Meanwhile, if we joined the protests, not only would it pop off, there would be so many of us in the streets. Why are we fighting for rights we voted for on November 5th that half of this country said they didn't want us to have? Why do we need to be in the streets? We didn't do this. We knew about the danger. That's why we were warning about Project 2025. We knew about the danger. That's why we made sure to donate every penny we had to Kamala Harris's campaign. Black people earn less per dollar than white people. We still donated the money that we couldn't even afford. We donated it because we knew the danger was at the door. We already had a preview of it his first term. He caged children his first term. They disappeared, those children. Where are they? He destroyed the economy his first term. He descended the golden escalator. And the first words out of his mouth was his hatred for Latinos. We watched this story. They're the ones who are pretending. We're not. We're just being silent. And I think it's important for us to stop being silent and start having conversations with each other and with our allies, and elevating that conversation, putting the responsibility where it lies, plainly and squarely. Because if there's one thing white people love, it's a catchy phrase, right? They love that. That doesn't mean anything. It doesn't change legislation. It doesn't affect any legal action. Let's bang pots at 8 o'clock. For what? What is that supposed to do? Let me know, Bethany. What is that supposed to do other than getting you likes on Instagram? It's stupid. And I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for white people. It's been more than 6 months. What have they done with all their privilege and all this information? What have they done? Nothing. So what can we count on them for? Nothing. So you're right. We need to stay home. Black people feed the most money into the American economy out of all the ethnicities. We are the spending powerhouse. We need to guard our assets. We need to keep our money in the house. We need to shop small businesses. We need to stay the F out of Target. We need to build community with one another. We need to start stockpiling supplies. And those of us who are so inclined, make sure your firearms are clean and you have enough freedom seeds is what they're calling it on the right. Make sure you're stocked up and you're ready to protect you and yours, because you're not going to count on somebody white to do it. They're letting you know already on the internet what their plan is, and it isn't to help us in any way, shape, or form. It's for us to help them. We're always helping them. We're always at service to them. We're always deferential to them. We are not our parents. We can stop doing that.
Yeah, that's really it. It's, and I can always tell how somebody doesn't even know history, because they said today that came out with, they was asking questions, and then one of my friends, one of my former students sent me this, because they always sending me stuff, and they how can this be? Here's the quote. They said, somebody, do you have specifics about how homeless people will be dealt with? Levitt is the White House spokesman. Mm-hmm. Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave this encampment, to be taken to homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services. And if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines and the jail time. And so, you don't know history. This is what they do. This is what they did at the black codes. You ever heard of the black codes? You ever heard of vacancy laws? Black people. You ever heard of sundown towns? See, that's the thing that get. That's why I'm a historian. That's the thing that get me. People always say, this is untenable. This is not. This is new. This is November. Yes, it is. No, it's not. This is just a different time frame. The same playbook. So they're gonna make homelessness a crime, just like they made a black person walk on the sidewalk at the wrong time of day a crime. What are you talking about? This is historical. This is how they do. This is how they create laws that's immoral, because they want a result that they want. They
Right.
and this is not this is look Reconstruction. My grandmother my grandmother always told me you don't know yourself because you don't study history. That's how you know who you are. This is not nothing new. This is by design. They know exactly what they're doing. They're gonna make homelessness a crime, which is immoral. Just because somebody don't have a home, that's a crime. But people think, well, that's smart. That's what they do. That's how they operate. Just like walking on a sidewalk at the wrong time of day, being out at night in a sundown town. This is how they work to make the law. It's terrible because don't ever argue me about what is legal. Because legal is basically whoever's in power to make it legal. Slavery was legal in this country. Women not being able to vote was legal in this country. What are you talking about? It's like you saying about the 1919 when they passed the act. They passed the Women Right to Vote Act in 1919, right? But then did black women get a right to vote because it was legal? No, because
And we fought alongside them.
Yeah, and because it was legal, but you still couldn't vote. So in practicality, what does it mean? See, don't argue. See, laws. People get come along. Laws don't mean nothing if you can't practice it. Black women could vote legally. Black white women in 1919. Did black women vote? No, they didn't vote till 1965 in mass. So what do we? So we got this. What they do, and so I'm telling. I just to my black brothers and sisters, and stay off those streets. This is a trap. It's a setup. Is to get you caught up, particularly in Washington City right now. You got troops running around the city, and to my brothers and sisters in the military, this is the heart. I truly feel bad for you right now. Some of you better really be sure about the decision that you're making because, believe it or not, it's going to be time where somebody else is going to be in an office. And I can tell you by studying history, it's going to come back again. And you better be sure that you're on the right side of what you're doing because this won't work. Ask the Nazis. Blindly obeying orders is not a defense. Read it. It doesn't work. A lot of people got executed when it came out because they were just obeying orders. Okay, obeying orders. As my grandmother used to say, you better make your election sure. Because guess what? Whatever you do, you're going to be accountable for it. And I'm telling President Military, y'all better make your election sure. Because this is not going to go as I've said to anybody who will listen. What's happening now is going to affect generations. It's going to be so bad, so destructive, so degenerate, so evil, so perverse, so just ugly. It's going to take generations, as no different as the Civil War took generations to recover from. We will never recover from it. This one is going to take the rubble is going to be so deep. The wreckage is going to be so immense. And you better find yourself on the right side of history, the right side of truth, because when the accountability come, it's gonna come. It's gonna come from you. Ask the Watergate people. Nixon didn't spend one day in jail, but a lot of his accomplices did. And so, but you better make it sure. But to the people, the black people, please don't fall in the trap. We came out 90% black women, 80% black men. We came out on November 6th, and so as you said that. This is y'all. Where the allies at? Round up your own people.
It's so medicine, it gets revived. The warrior line, soul tribe, assemblies live, it's friendly vibe. It's so medicine will give you life. You're a warrior, let's get this right. Warrior line, soul tribe, assemblies live. So come subscribe, your soul's in tribe.